Someone was arguing with me today with regard to properties here in London and the ones outside London. He was talking about the level at which each of these properties can appreciate. That the ones in London here will appreciate 100 times more than the one outside of London. It was not an argument. I totally agree with him that properties in London, of course, will appreciate more than the ones outside of London. You understand? But first of all, I want to share, the reason why I'm doing this video is to lay emphasis on the fact that not everybody buying properties today are buying it because of the appreciation on top of it in the future. Not everybody. Though a lot of people are doing it, they are buying property here because, okay, maybe after 5 years, the equity on it with this and that will be able to buy another property. Not everybody is having that kind of mindset. Not everybody have the belief that when I buy property today, in the next 5 years, I want to do this to buy another. Not everybody. It's a good thing to do. Don't get it wrong. It is a good thing to do if you buy a property at this particular location. If you buy a property at this particular location and the next couple of a few years down the line, you want to sell the property or you want to, get equity on it and all of that. Not everybody is interested in that. And let me now shock you with one thing that you do not understand. If you buy a property outside of London, this is currently London, yeah? Then now let's leave that on the side. Let's talk about outside of London now. If you buy property outside of London, you understand, the rate at which is used to appreciate before is not longer that rate anymore. Properties outside of London are going higher on a regular basis, on a daily basis. So say for instance, in about 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, the rate at which property appreciate outside of London maybe about 3% or 4% or 5% in 5 years, for example. But now the rate at which the same properties outside of London appreciate is about 15% or 20% even more. I know London, yeah, of course, it's something that is understandable that properties in London will appreciate like double or triple times that one. But what is the price of the property, or what are the prices of properties outside in London? What are the prices of properties in London? How many people are able to acquire property? How many people are able to buy properties in London? If you are a first-time buyer, except you are going for a typically old property in the core suburb areas of London. You understand? And it's not even cheap. But outside of London, you can still get properties for about 205, 215, 220,000. Why not that? You understand? So if you are a first-time buyer, do you have 500,000? If you are a first-time buyer, can you show that a property worth 500,000 for the first time? Can you show that, apart from you having the deposit for that particular property, yeah? When you now had the interest on top of it, are you going to be able to pay the mortgage every month going forward? Buying a property of about 500,000 or buying a property of about 400,000. By the time you put the interest up on top of it, do the calculation, do the math, by the time the bank sends you how much, the breakdown of how much you're going to be paying, what the mortgage is going to look like at the end of it, at every month, will you be able to afford it? A family that is their household income is less than £4,000. Household income put together less than £4,000. Will they be able to afford a property for 400,000 or 500,000? No, it's a question. But if you are a family of where your household income is about 4,000 or thereabout, you can still afford a brand new property outside of London, provided you are able to maintain the mortgage. So it's critically simple. There is no point arguing in it. We are aware and we know that the properties in London here, we definitely appreciate much more than the ones outside of London. That is understandable. But I want to now draw your attention to the fact that people have overlooked. You understand? People have underestimated properties outside of London over the years, though it has been. But the last couple of years going forward, properties outside of London have developed so much wings that the rate at which they are appreciated is more than what you can actually comprehend. No, these are quite simple things for you to understand. I will share this with you very quickly. You understand? Someone bought property somewhere in Coventry 2 years ago. Just 2 years ago, he bought the property, I think for about 250 something thousand. I bought the property in Coventry. You understand? The price of the property as of today, I'm not making this up. The price of that property today is 305,000 or 303,000 or thereabout is the price of the property. Look at that. Look at that. You understand? So that is to tell you that some areas in the UK as well are very, very expensive. Do not underestimate some areas in the UK. Do not focus all your attention solely in London. And that is why you see a lot of people moving out of London here, getting out, because the cost of living in London here is neck-breaking. Now, let's be very honest with ourselves. One room in a 3-bed house, just one room, £800, £850. In some places, you get them from £900. In some very local, very, very suburb area, even the room you would not like it yourself, you get it for £700, £750. That the carpets are already ripping. But if you come closer a little bit, you will see in southeast of London here, you will see a room, £850. Just one single key, one double cubic room, £850. Whereas that particular £850 is what the amount of money someone is using to pay a 3-bedroom flat somewhere around UK. I don't know where that is. You understand? But if you get to Coventry, if you get to places outside of, if you get to Oxford, if you get to different areas that you have underestimated, you won't believe the price of properties, you won't believe how much the rents are, you won't believe the mortgage, you won't believe everything, because you have underestimated them to think that properties don't appreciate over time in those areas. Change your orientation.